adding, magnifying what is already there. It's not coming to give you what you don't already have in yourself. The person is not completing you. Yes, we have a need for companionship. We don't get to a point where we appreciate ourselves enough because we are looking for things outside of us to complete us. That's why we accept all kinds of nonsense.
Yeah.
We accept all kinds of nonsense because we're not adequate. We do not feel adequate on our own. If my partner knows that this man knows who he is, this woman knows who she is, and she's happy, the likelihood of treating you anyhow will be less.
Why don't we address something? Yeah.
Yes.
Some people want somebody who doesn't know who they are so that they can feel free to run roughshod over them. But what they don't understand is that they are actually doing even themselves a disservice. They're doing themselves a disservice because they prevent themselves from having the opportunity of having a fulfilling relationship. Because what is the point of getting into a relationship in the first place? Unless maybe really you went there because you want to take advantage of what that person has to offer. But at the same time, unless the person really irritates you, huh? What?
Now, I was going to say, your first point is spot on. Even if you go to take advantage of what somebody
why don't you
exactly yourself other things?
No, because you feel like you can't get those things, right?
Yes, you might be winning, getting money, sex, whatever it is. If you think you're taking advantage of another person, you're shortchanging yourself at the end of the day.
You're wasting your time.
Yeah. Yes, you're shortchanging yourself too. Even though you think you're taking advantage of the next person, you're ending up shortchanging yourself because life can be so much more better. A relationship, a partnership can be so much sweeter. But because you're settling for, okay, this, and then you're neglecting other equally, and that's why a lot of us end up with the partners that we end up with also. Because we are the things that should matter, the things that should be in quotes, negotiables, like our peace, our happiness. We sacrifice those things for money. We sacrifice those things for sex. Yes, a lot of people enter marriages for the very, 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 very wrong reasons. They take one part and amplify that part. But at the end of the day, those other things that you are giving up, it is those things, the addition of these things,
they'll begin to irritate you.
Meaningful. But when you just take one part and you shut your eyes to the other things, you're setting yourself up for a life of discontent and misery. And no one deserves to live that way. Unfortunately, this is the situation for most people entering into relationships. We don't know ourselves enough to even have standards. And so we're taking just about anything from whoever comes along. Anybody who dangles something that we feel we are lacking, we just, run with it.
Yeah.
We're taking time to see if we're aligned across levels, because a commitment is deeper. A commitment is not just physical. It's not just fine man, fine woman. It's not just intellectual, smart person. It's not just a generous person. A generous person that does not know how to take care of themselves. For instance, eat anyhow, hygiene-wise, that's a problem for you. Because if your partner is not taking care of themselves, if they fall ill tomorrow, you are going to be sort of cleaning up after them, and by cleaning up after them, taking care of them. I'm not saying anyone can fall ill, but there are certain situations that are in our hands that we cause by ourselves because of the choices that we make. The point I'm trying to make before I lose my train of thought is a relationship is across different levels. There's the physical, there's the spiritual, there's the emotional,
I want to go back to
financial. Sorry.
I want to go back to something that you said. When you talked about if somebody decides to choose to be in a relationship with someone because they dangle something that they don't have in front of them, all of these things, they obey the universal principles of life, and we didn't even know, right? So it's just the older that I get, the more the more shocking these discoveries seem to be. For instance, you cannot have anything that you are not qualified for, to start with. And a lot of us, it'll come to us as a surprise that, and this is actually why our relationships even struggle, because you get the relationship that you are qualified for. You actually get the one that you're qualified for at that time, even though it sounds painful, right? It is unsafe. It's unsafe to listen to. See, social media has become very unsafe now because everybody has access to social media. And people who aren't self-aware, when they have relationship problems, they'll run to social media to say, people just treat you carelessly, this, that. Know your worth, stand on your worth, stand on your value. Stand on your worth, stand on your value. Those are true. But they will mislead us if we don't know that we haven't. It's not about, I need this person to, I'm standing on my value, I'm standing on my worth. I need this person to give me that respect, right? If I haven't learned to respect myself, I will never get it. So I will leave this relationship. By the way, these conversations are meant to help people who have had failed relationships to understand and uncover the reasons those relationships failed, so that they can now address what the blind spots were and know the positive changes to imbibe going forward.
Yeah, and know their role in how things out as well, so they can, all of us are learning.
Remember that guy that's called in that day that was saying that that if you're going to be paying attention and checking the person and all that, then that's not love. See, this is a refusal, because when you talk to people and you tell them, okay, you had a role in this thing that happened. People they will say victim shaming, victim blaming, right? Can we rephrase it? It's not about wanting to blame you. It's about, if I don't show you, or if you don't show me what my role was and why I did something that allowed this thing to happen, when I leave this it's not about this relationship, because we don't want people, it's not about leaving the relationships, so it's not about you have to leave this relationship, because you will leave this relationship and go to another one and you will face the same thing again. You will leave this country and go to another country. Yes. Right? Actually, yeah. And then you will face the same thing.
Because you're making it about the other person and not accepting your role.
You don't know your role. You don't even know that you had a role. Yes. So it's very unsafe to listen to the people who keep saying stand on your worth, stand on your value, without that is only one part of the equation.
Context, yes. Where are they coming from with that kind of?
Because every time that I'm in a relationship with someone and something happens, I have to ask myself, okay, how did this thing? What gave this person the impression that they should be able to do this with me?
Treat me in this manner. Yeah.
I must have displayed something. there must have been something I did, even if it wasn't something wrong, even if it was just me being too kind or too available or something. There must have been something that I did that.
Oh yes.
Because unfortunately,
oh yes.
unfortunately, yeah, we forget that you don't know that person. You don't know where they're coming from. You don't know what their value system is, right? They may see when I'm being so available and kind, they don't know that it's my natural disposition. They don't know that it's my natural disposition. They now all of a sudden think that maybe they're doing me a favor by allowing me to tap into them, you know?
So, this thing you talk, I had an experience when I was in college, in medical school. I was also, I thought, in love with this girl that it didn't matter what she did. If she was sad for any reason, I would apologize even when I had not done anything like that I know of. And in my mind, I thought I was showing care, like, caring guy. But she, in her mind, and her friends, because her friends called me later and they were talking to me after things, she left. Her friends was like, they were like, you're a nice guy, but they don't want a nice guy. And this is not that they want somebody who will treat them badly, but they want somebody who has some respect for himself, who loves himself enough not to make himself somebody you walk all over.
Beautiful point.
Right?
Beautiful point.
Yes, a footmat. Like, not to make himself a footmat.
Yeah.
They want somebody who respects himself so much. Like you said, also being too available. It doesn't show. I'm not saying.
No, it's not deny them access. It's not those ones deny them access.
And they write relationship advice.
Deny them attention. No, it's not that one.
I don't subscribe to all those games. Those are games. Those people are playing games.
No, while we're at it.
Yes.
Okay, let me just make a note of it so that deny them attention.
Because some people go and they say, "Oh, play some hide and seek game, make her look for you." No, I'm not about that life. This is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is completely different. I'm saying, while in a relationship, don't lose yourself. Don't lose your identity. Don't lose your own purpose. Don't lose your own meaning.
Let's address
you are
it.
Two different.
Let's address it. The reason why they were saying they don't want a nice guy, because you actually said because they want someone who they don't want someone they can walk all over, because they even lose trust. They can't even trust that person, right?
Nothing you can do.
So it is like studying medicine, accounting,
Somebody
pharmacy.
who's not ready, there's nothing you can do.
It's like
It's like pouring water in a basket.
So I have to actually tell us this, right? Relationships, that's one area where the reason why we mess up in relationships is because nobody is writing a qualifying exam. Nobody is giving a license to say, okay, Tony, you've got the license. Wait now, go around and show people that you have the license.
But don't you go to marriage classes?
No. Those.
You go to marriage classes.
You're laughing, right? So marriage classes of 6 weeks or 3 months. No, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. It doesn't count because the truth is. I know you. I know you're teasing. I know. I'm just saying it to the audience. Yeah.
It's good, but it's not sufficient.
No, it's superficial, because what happens in marriage classes is telling you things that you would have known if you actually had the quality. So even if you hear those things for the whole of next 1 year, if you don't have the quality. Those things are, to do things is different. That's why I was saying, even when you see someone is being good and all that, it's different. Someone who is doing what they're supposed to do is different from someone who is this is the way they are, because their spirit has become that thing, right? So that's the thing. You need to take a class. You actually need to take a course. You actually need to go to learn to be relationship ready and to be able to qualify people to be relationship ready. I'm not kidding, for real, right? And people may be shy and may not want to do it. They'll be like, what are they talking about? You think it's just luck? No, it's not just luck, or maybe I just haven't met the right person. Because sometimes you even meet people, and because you don't understand, right? You go in there and you mess up that relationship that could have been a good thing, because maybe you're going there being good in quotes, right? You're going there doing what you feel that you're supposed to do, but you don't know that you are destroying the relationship before it even started. So there are things that we need to know. The thing about life is that it's like you can know some things, you can draw up an agreement because you've already seen several before, right? So you know what should be there. But if you don't have the practical knowledge, there may be one or two things that will come up. You think that the agreement you draw up is right, but you don't know it, right? So it's not everything that we're qualified for. And that's why I was saying that we think that relationships are just by luck, or the reason the mess is happening is because people who aren't qualified are taking up the positions. That's actually what it is here. So, and I think that suffices. So if you're doing this thing, if you're being someone who is being good, you're destroying the relationship. You must start today, to change the tone, right? And it's possible that maybe you're dealing with someone who didn't even want to be in the relationship with you in the first place, and that's why they're difficult. So
yes, yeah. And we must remember, I think before we end this conversation, it's better to say that a relationship that's worthwhile is two people. So I can't always, be striving to keep the peace.
Yeah, the headmaster
is not doing
principal partner.
It's not. I can, if you continue like that, you will drain yourself. And the person that you're doing this thing for, in the long run, will resent you. So it doesn't help anybody. You are being drained because you are constantly having to twist and bend to, accommodate somebody's bad treatment of you. And then the person that you are doing it for is also hating and resenting you in the process. So who does it help? Neither parties. You have to, if the other person is not willing to put in the work, then it just means that they do not value you enough. And no matter how much you twist and bend, it will never change that fact. So the earlier you recognize and confront that reality, the better for you. Yeah. As long as you continue to look the other way, don't expect to get a different kind of result.
I don't want people to, and I don't like the idea of, some people feel like, okay, it's been happening, this person, no matter what I do, they won't, right? And then they feel like it is to end this relationship. You will end this relationship and go to another one. And so what you need to do is, even if you want to end this relationship, you have to build that muscle. Because what you don't practice, right? You don't have to wait until you get to another one. In this relationship, before you even end it, if you're going to end it, to be able to know if you're actually going to be able to practice the truth that you now know, do it in this relationship, right? Grow that muscle of being able to have that advocacy to say, this is not how a relationship is supposed to work. You do it now and you practice it. Because that's actually the reason why these things happen, because we've grown up. Oh, our parents taught us be polite, be patient, be this. You're going out, you've been schooled, you go to school, everything is approval. Everything is you're getting approval. You haven't built the muscle to know when this thing is not right and I'm saying no, I'm calling it out, right? It's something it takes practice.
You have to work on yourself.
You have to work on
it.
it.
It takes work.
It does, yes.
You have to do a personal work. Otherwise, the same trend will continue even with the next person.
And you become an angry person. You just be an angry, frustrated person.
Yes.
That's yeah.
Yeah, it's important. It's a personal work that we all must to accept our role in the breakdown of the relationship, and then do the work that is needed on ourselves. That's the only way we can attract or get the other party to see us in that respectful light, if we do the work ourselves. And for those, who know that, okay, this is the end of the road, if you're still interested in seeing somebody else, it's the way to attract that kind of person to yourself. But you have to do the work first.
Whether
you are staying on, whether you are moving out, you have to do the work. Otherwise, nothing will change.
You beautifully said. That was just a beautiful way to end it, right? It ends and starts with us. All ends and starts with us. Because no matter how much you complain from today till thy kingdom come, once I am not showing up right, you finished it beautifully. I don't need to. Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, Uzo. Always a pleasure.